Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. So thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh, and just for those who have been questioning, I've seen it in the comment box that I am the real Dane. I am. I don't know how else to verify except this is my tattoo. These are the worn and well-loved Llewellyn cards, which if you go back to the very, very first reading, which I mean, brave you for doing so, you will see them being used. You will see a very hesitant and scared me reading cards. But yeah, so this is me. There's even a little check mark next to my name here on YouTube, which means that YouTube has verified this account and says, oh, it is you, Dane. You know, well done. So yeah, that's it. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. The Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, Angels and Spirit guides, the Hierophant. Move this up a little bit for you. Ooh, the Tower in the past. That's where we like the Tower. The Hangman. Oh, the Three of Swords. Interesting, interesting. The plot thickens, Angels and Spirit guides. The Nine of Wands. The King of Swords. The King of Cups. Ooh, I love this. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, this is an interesting time. Interesting is going to be the way we describe it. Because, and by we, I mean me and Spirit, but like the way the energy is right here. You have the Seven of Swords and you have the Three of Swords. This is big mentally, you know, kind of like you're working things out and you're coming through a lot of hurt and pain. Okay. You're also calling things out as BS and lies. You're like, no, I'm not believing in that anymore. I'm not listening to that anymore. I'm moving forward towards where I want to be, not towards the lies that you were told. Like, not at all, Sagittarius. You also have a soulmate connection, true love connection come forward here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. But there's a challenge around it. There's a challenge of opening the heart. There's a challenge of trust. There's a challenge of this connection even coming forward, like you both seeing each other. So being aware of that is going to be really important here, especially if you're looking for love. There's a challenge around the person that you are supposed to be with. Now, don't think, oh, the most difficult person in this time period is going to be the person that you're supposed to be with. No, there's something being worked out here. And it's around trusting your heart and letting yourself move forward with love as your guidance instead of like, it has to be super logical, super practical, and super, you know, kind of like, and also like super passionate. This isn't going to start off as super passionate. This is going to start off as like, oh, I like your face. Like, you know, oh, I like this person. And kind of like that passing thought. And then you're not going to think a lot about it. You can even find, you know, some of their quirks, like some of the things they do, just annoying. You're like, oh, okay, interesting. And then as you get to know them better, you're like, oh, interesting. And then it's not annoying anymore. So just be aware of that. With the Four of Pentacles at the heart of it all, this is a time where you're looking at vampiric energy. This is a huge time for you, Sagittarius, to be letting go of a lot of hurts and pains that you have been carrying, a lot of things from the past that have weighed you down and made you doubt that you can move forward in the present. It's also made you smaller. You haven't taken those risks that you want to take on yourself, or you haven't, you know, done things that you wanted to do because of pains that you have been through. And it's kind of like you kept things smaller. You kept yourself contained. I'm just like in a little ball type of thing. Here also, you're learning how to guard your energy. Having clear boundaries is going to be really important for you because there's a sense here of like you've let in all this energy that it like hit you. It's like it's draining, it's overwhelming. You're learning how to make a barrier around you and the world, not in that way of like, I'm not going to connect, I don't love it, but in that way of like, you don't get to suck me dry, right? It's like no leeches, thank you very much. And you're going to find that with that energy shift of like no leeches, certain people all of a sudden don't call you anymore. And you're like, I feel better because of this. So just be aware of that. There's a sense of like, I don't miss that at all. Well done, me. Now with the Queen of Cups, there is also this, so there's this bit of a battle that you're going through with nurturing, with caring, with with feeling like you always have to be there for others, okay? And this is going to be a time with the challenge is like, how do you show up with your heart, but not have everybody drain you, okay? That's going to be a bit of something that you're working on here. And that's why you have the feminine energy as like the challenge, because there's a sense of like, I'm supposed to give and give and give, right? My greatest joy in the world is supposed to be giving to others. And it might not be. I don't know who made that. I think we're being gaslit. Like, seriously, your greatest joy does not have to be to give to others. It doesn't. You can get joy from it, but you can also get a lot of happiness from other things. It's not being selfish, but it's just having clear boundaries. And it's also not seeing yourself as only being worth something when you're giving to another person, when you're fulfilling their needs and not your own. So that's going to be important here. With the Hierophant at your root, okay, you have very strong sacred masculine energy come forward, right? You have two kings, the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So emotions are going to be important during this time. The Hierophant is the priest in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. That's how he's represented as not the priest, the Pope. And so he's like the King of Kings. He's power, authority, determination, focus, rules, order, structure. But here, at the root of you, you're going to find that traditions matter. You can like traditions and be traditional in one sense and not traditional in another. You're going to be a dichotomy, you're going to be a contradiction, and that's perfectly fine. Let yourself be. You also don't want to be told what to do during this time. You can find it very comforting to be around traditions that are cozy to you, but you don't want to be told what to do. And you're finding that you're stepping into your own magic, your own power, your own music. Like you're listening to the harmony of what you want in your life, like the energy sphere that you're stepping forward in, and you're seeing, okay, when is it in discord? When is it in harmony? When do I feel peaceful and serene as I walk forward? When do I feel like nails on a chalkboard? Now, this is also Taurus energy. Time frame of Taurus is April 20th to May 20th. This is embracing you. This is being stubborn and authoritative, Sagittarius. But it is also saying, what do I want for my life? And where is the beauty? Where is the power that moves me forward? With the Tower, okay, this is moving to your past. You have been through a time that has transformed you and defined you, but it knocked you off your game. It made you doubt the way that you can move forward, or even if you could move forward. You could be thinking, you could have thought for a time, I'm on the wrong path, I've done the wrong thing. You know, when is it insanity, right? To do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And when is it, you know, gumption and stick-to-itiveness and you know, determination and focus. So just being aware of that, you're rebuilding. Also, like things had to fall apart in order for you to be set free. And you're going to be built, not a tower, but you're going to be looking at the rubble that is there and saying, what do I want from this? And you might say, I don't want anything, I'm moving on, you know, and that's perfectly fine as well. It moves you to the Hangman. Your greatest strength is that you see things differently, Sagittarius. You see things differently, and you're going to doubt yourself because you see things differently, because you bring a different energy to the room. You bring a different power with you forward. So understanding that and embracing that is going to be important. You're not meant to blend in. You're meant to stand out. Even when you're trying to blend in and be just like everybody else, you just don't do it as well. Like you just tend to stand out. I'm just seeing, I don't know if you know the movie Birdcage. It's one of my absolute favorites, but it's when Nathan Lane dresses up in a suit and then he sits down and he has, you know, pink socks on and he's like, what? Everybody needs a bit of color. And I feel like that's just me. You might feel like that's just you, or you need to watch the movie. But here, it's kind of like, I tried to be just like you. And that's what he says to, you know, his husband and his son. He's like, I'm trying to be just like you, but it's not working. Like, why am I different? Because you weren't meant to be like everybody else. You were meant to stand in your power and in your glory and be different. And that beautiful different energy is what people are drawn to. And it moves you then to your near future, which is the Three of Swords, which like seems like rude and a bummer, right? Like, no, thank you. I don't want the Three of Swords. But the Three of Swords is looking at the heartbreak that you have been through, and it is naming it and claiming it. And it is saying, you know what, I went through really tough times. So instead of saying, buck it up, you know, buttercup, you know, just keep moving forward, I'm going to show myself grace. I'm going to let myself heal. I'm going to say the things that I was ashamed about and like hid away in a closet. and was like, oh no, this can't come forward, right? I can't possibly say that, I'll use a personal example, that I was disabled, or that, the struggle and loss and fear and losing everything. Like, I couldn't possibly say that. It's like, but why not? I made up your story. Now, some things we might be like, well, I need to say it to myself, right? I don't need to say it to the world. And that is perfectly okay. But saying it to you is going to be important. Stating it and then claiming your strength and your power, that's going to transform you. Because the 9 of Wands is like the atmosphere around the first half of December. It's like, I'm done with the fighting. I'm done with proving myself. I need to step into the power of me and what it is that I want. You're going to hold a lot of tension in your shoulders. Be aware of that. You can also get headaches during this time. Of course, always see a doctor, right? Get things checked out. But it's from the stress that you're holding in and kind of making yourself responsible for other people's happiness. Stop that, Sagittarius. You are about truth. You are about balance. So embracing your truth and embracing your balance and knowing that it's a very human experience to go through battles and hard times and to have highs and to have lows and to have everything in between. And showing yourself grace and humanity, that's an important thing. It moves you then to the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The King of Swords is embracing your voice and embracing your mind. Now, you are also going to be very attracted to people who are blunt and who are smart, okay? This can mean that you will think somebody is being blunt, right? Is being smart and is saying the truth of things, and they're just being mean. So do be mindful about that, where you'll be like, well, why would they say it if they weren't trying to help me? Because they're trying to cut you down and they're being snarky. So do be mindful about that here, Sagittarius. But this is embracing the mind. This is, this is a person who kind of speaks a little bit plainly and who says what they think. So that is where I'm seeing like the stickiness come in, where you have somebody who speaks plainly, says what they think, but they're doing it to help you, like, to move things forward. And there's another person who just points out your flaws and knows where it will hurt you. And they do that to kind of rip you down and to make you doubt yourself. So just be aware of this. You are embracing the strength of your words. Guard your mind. Don't share all your thoughts with everybody. Okay? Think out loud for yourself. That's going to be very helpful. Giving it words, like naming things and claiming things, that's going to be a big thing for you during this time, and saying like, I want this, I see this, I understand this for me. And cutting through fears is going to make you stronger. Keeping it all bottled up, it's going to make you erupt like a volcano. So be aware of that. Your past and your future are going to come together during this time. And that's why you're naming the things that have made you scared, that had made you overwhelmed, that had made you kind of hide away. You're also going to come to some realizations during this time, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, that's what I didn't want to repeat, or that's what I was scared of. And it can be from this life, it can be from a past life, where it's like, whoa, that's wild. So being aware of that is going to be super important. It moves you then to the King of Cups, and that's your hopes and fears. Now, see, both the challenges here, hopes, like this is the challenge card, right? And this is the hopes and fears. So you do have a fear around love. Now, if you're in a relationship, it can be getting really close to your partner, like really embracing, like just trusting them and loving them, because there could be a wall around your heart in one way or another, where it's like, I don't want you to hurt me, type of thing. So be aware of that. And it doesn't have to be, but here, there is somebody who's listening who's like, oh yeah, I only let you get this close. And then it's like, nope, no more. And your partner will have said that to you. Like, I feel like you're keeping me at arm's length. And it's not because of them. It's because something that you have experienced either in this life or in a past life that has made love kind of dangerous, right? And it's like, no, I don't want that vulnerability ever again. But also, there's just a fear around love and around embracing what it is that you want. Now, it could have been you knew, like just subconsciously deep within yourself, that you would lose yourself to the other person and you would become everything that they wanted until it made you feel like you wanted to scream, right? Until you lost yourself so completely that it made you feel like you wanted to scream. And finding yourself would be ripping down the illusions that you thought you should be, or that you thought you were, or that the other person thought you were. And here, it's about claiming you. It's about claiming what you love and not trying to be anything else for anybody else, but saying, this is me, and this is how I show up, this is how I move forward, and this is what I'm going after. Moving forward in love and not falling into the chaos of the world, and letting that chaos pull you this way or that way, letting people's anger pull you this way or that way, that's going to be very important, because you're going to see, like, if you start listening to angry things, you are going to start consuming more angry things. I don't know why it is, but it's just the way that it works. So keep things peaceful, keep things harmonized, keep things, in an energy sphere that you want to build for yourself, and keep moving forward in that energy and in that knowledge, because it moves you here to calling out lies. The Seven of Swords is lies and deceptions. Now, it doesn't mean that you are lied to during this time, though you could be, What you're going to see is you're calling out lies, and you're calling out things and you're like, BS. I'm not putting up with that. This is not how we move forward. This is what we're going after. So you're taking the reins and you're seeing things so much more clearly than you had before. And as you have that clarity and insight, and as you take your knowledge and move forward and leave some things behind because you're like, that's not me, that's not true, you're also going to find that you have people around you. They might not always be the most helpful, right? They might have lives of their own and can't always be there. They might be young and not able to help us as much as we would like them to. It might be our pets that are wonderful, but again, they can't always, carry the groceries for us, type of thing. So here, just be aware of that. Just be aware that as you're moving forward, you will have support around you. It just won't always feel like the support you need at the exact right moment, but it's there. And the people and animals and just connections will be more than willing to build you up, to move you forward, and to embrace grace with you. So be aware of that. Also, again, you're letting go of a lot of things that you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know why I internalized this, and it probably was when you were younger, or from like an ex that you had, where you internalized the hurtful, hateful things that were said. And it was like, oh yeah, it's my fault. And now you're realizing during this time, Sagittarius, that it wasn't, you were gaslit. Like, it was like, wow, okay, that was like the longest con. Like, you really made me doubt myself for decades, and I'm done with it. And it moves you then to your spirit message. Ooh, as the cards fall. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is abundance. You are moving towards the abundance that you want in your life. It doesn't have to be riches, though you can be looking at things as money, but this is also going to be what you value as much as money. You are moving towards wealth, prosperity, and success. It brings you then to the chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is dreams. Listen to your dreams. Spirit is going to talk to you quite profoundly through your dreams, through your daydreams. This is your third eye energy, an awakening within your third eye, tapping on your third eye, massaging your head. I know I say this for the crown. Like, I feel like if you massage your whole head, it really does help the crown chakra, but it also awakens the third eye chakra. And the third eye chakra is very sensitive to touch and to connection with healing and healing energy. So being aware of that. It moves you then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Nine of Pentacles. Be very mindful of being pulled into the chaos of the past and into the dreams of the future, and finding it hard to stand in the right here and the right now. The only thing that is real right now is this moment. So stepping into this moment and making it worth your while, and stepping into the power that is you, that is going to be that's going to drive your success. And yet it's going to feel hard to do that. It's going to feel chaotic. It's going to feel overwhelming, right? It's going to feel like static on the TV. So just being aware of that, or on the radio, where it's like, it's hard to focus, right? It's annoying. But if you break through that static, you're going to see that there's clarity, there's insight, there's what you're looking for. But the static is the energy of the past and the energy of the future coming in and distracting you from the goal of the now. It moves you then to your subconscious chakra message, and this is manifest. You are going to be very strong at manifestation, especially through your emotions. So be very aware of that. Be aware of what you are feeling. Be aware of what you want to manifest forward and what you are calling to yourself. Be aware of the abundance of your words or the lack of your words. Like, are you speaking in abundance? Are you blessing yourself when you speak? Or are you, kind of like drowning yourself while you speak? It moves you then to your chakra energy. And this is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's listening to your gut, your intuition, and your deeper understanding. Trust your gut. It's going to talk to you. Take care of your gut as well. Be very mindful what you're feeding yourself. Be very mindful how you're caring for yourself. It moves you then to your subconscious spirit, your subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's, of course, spirit message. This is the 5 of Pentacles, and this is an energy of lack and an energy of poverty. This is a poverty mentality. I can't because I am meant to be small. It's that energy that we saw in the very beginning of like this little ball being curled up in this little ball. You're not meant to be small. It is also looking at things and trying to find, like either help or acceptance in a certain group or a certain, institution that you're like, but they're supposed to help, but they're not helping you. So now it's time to move on. Now it's time to move forward. And it's time to walk away from fear and from lack. And that comes from the past, and also comes from focusing too much on the future because it's too big. Break everything down to bite-sized pieces, make it small, make it manageable, move forward in that knowledge, in that knowing. It brings you then to, of course, your outcome. Here, your subconscious energy is the sun. That is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. It is brightness, it is passion, it is determination, it is focus, it's letting yourself shine. And here, you are letting yourself shine, Sagittarius. And it brings in joy that you thought was lost. And that is beautiful. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to you always. Bye.